Welcome to Obscura Science, where curiosity meets the unknown.
When you think of an alien abduction, a very specific image probably comes to mind. A dark room, a bright light, a cold metal table, and then them. Small gray figures with large, black, emotionless eyes silently surrounding you. It's the stuff of nightmares. The image that has been burned into our collective consciousness for decades. But what if that image is incomplete? What if the Greys, the most famous aliens in all of ufology, aren't the ones in charge? According to hundreds of terrifyingly similar accounts, there is often something else in that room. Something standing in the shadows just beyond the light. Something tall, something that watches. And when you finally see it, you understand in an instant. The Greys are just the workers. This other being, this is the master. These are the stories of the Mantis aliens. And if these accounts are to be believed, they are the true, silent intelligence behind the abduction phenomenon. In countless reports, the scene begins the same. The abductee finds themselves paralyzed, terrified, surrounded by gray aliens performing strange and invasive procedures. But then, they notice it. A different figure. It stands nearly 7 feet tall, with a body that is impossibly long and thin. Its arms and legs are like slender reeds, ending in delicate insect-like limbs. Its head is a sharp, inverted triangle, dominated by 2 enormous, dark, slanted eyes that seem to absorb all light. It moves with a slow, precise grace that is both beautiful and deeply unsettling, and from it, a powerful feeling radiates across the room, a feeling of absolute authority. This is the hierarchy so many abductees report. The Greys are the drones. They are the ones who carry you. They are the ones who operate the strange equipment, but the Mantis being simply observes. It directs the entire procedure, often without making a single sound. Its commands are not spoken, they are felt. A powerful, silent, telepathic wave of instructions that the Greys obey without question. The abductee often feels it too, a direct, calm, and intelligent thought projected into their mind. A voice that is not a voice, explaining or commanding or simply stating, "Do not be afraid." One of the most famous cases to feature these beings is the Allagash Waterway abduction. In August of 1976, 4 friends, Jim and Jack Weiner, Chuck Rack, and Charlie Foltz, were on a camping trip in the remote wilderness of Maine. One night, while canoeing on the lake, they saw a brilliant, silent object hovering in the sky. It bathed their canoe in a beam of light. And then, nothing. They found themselves back on the shore, with the campfire burned down to embers. They had hours of missing time they couldn't explain. For years, the incident haunted them. Finally, under separate hypnotic regression sessions, a terrifyingly consistent story emerged from all 4 men. They remembered being taken aboard the craft. They described a sterile white room. They described being forced onto examination tables. And they described their captors. There were the small gray beings performing the physical examinations. But overseeing them all was another entity. They described it as having a large, insect-like head and long, thin arms. It was the one in charge. It watched the Greys work, a silent supervisor, its presence filling the room with an unnerving sense of intelligence and control. This account isn't unique. Far from it. A woman in the United Kingdom, known only as Pat, reported a similar experience. She described the Greys as almost childlike in their demeanor. But the Mantis being she encountered was different. She called it the Doctor. It wore a long, dark robe that concealed much of its body, but its authority was unmistakable. It was the one directing the entire terrifying event. The story gets even darker with the case of Myrna Hansen from New Mexico. In 1980, she claimed she was abducted and taken to a secret underground base. What she described seeing there was horrifying. She reported seeing large vats filled with a strange liquid, containing what appeared to be human body parts, and even entire human bodies. And who was overseeing this grotesque operation? According to her testimony, it was the Mantis beings. They moved with purpose among the tanks and equipment, the undisputed masters of this nightmarish factory. These stories paint a chilling picture. If the Greys are the soldiers, the Mantis beings are the generals. Their appearance is consistently described across continents and decades. They are tall and slender, with bodies that can range in color from tan to dark brown or even green. Their triangular heads and massive almond-shaped eyes are their most defining features. They are often seen wearing long robes or cloaks, adding to their air of mystique and authority. But it's their perceived purpose that is truly unnerving. The Greys seem focused on the physical, taking biological samples, performing examinations. But the Mantis beings, according to abductees, seem interested in something deeper. They appear to be studying not just our bodies, but our minds, our emotions, our consciousness. Many who have encountered them report a profound mental connection. They feel the Mantis beings are ancient, wise, and are looking into the very core of their being, their soul. Some have even suggested that these beings are multidimensional, able to perceive realities far beyond our own limited human senses. This has led to a startling theory within ufology, that the Greys are not a species at all, that they are biological robots, drones, created for a purpose and controlled by a higher intelligence, an intelligence that looks like something out of an entomology textbook. If this is true, it means the most iconic alien image in our culture is just a mask, a tool. The real intelligence has remained in the shadows, a silent partner in a phenomenon we barely understand. It suggests an ancient race, here for millennia, observing the evolution of humanity not just on a physical level, but on a spiritual and conscious one. What is their goal? Why the secrecy? Why use biological puppets to do their work? We are left with a deeply unsettling possibility that for all our searching of the skies, for all our stories of little green or gray men, we may have been looking at the wrong thing. The real mystery may not be the small figures who appear at the bedside. The real mystery may be the tall, silent, insectoid master that stands behind them, watching, waiting, and directing a plan so vast and so old, we cannot even begin to comprehend it.
You've been watching Obscura Science. Subscribe now for more weird experiments and unsolved mysteries. Join our journey into the unknown.